Hi everyone, welcome to CS350, the Applications of Database class. I like to consider kind of a back-end developers course. My name is Ron Zaharsky. I'm the instructor for the course, and I'd like to kind of give you a quick orientation or a quick tour of what we'll be doing and the resources that you'll need. There are two websites that are of critical importance to the class. One is this one, the github.com Zaharsky database course, where all the printed material and code is for the course, including this pretty much the syllabus for the course, describing how this course works, that it's asynchronous, meaning you can work on it any time. It talks a bit about what I expect that you'll get out of the course, what skills you'll learn, hoping it's super applicable to things you'll be using. I list when I'm available to answer questions and to help you. It's a Slack channel that we're using, or a Slack workspace. There's different levels of availability that I'll be there. Either I can answer things pretty immediately, or it may take a few minutes before I can get back to you. There's two things you'll be working on in this course. Pretty much those are the only things that are the graded parts. There's one additional thing I'll talk about in a second. One thing is tasks. These are pretty much step-by-step guides to how to program something. So I do step one, do this, step two, do this other thing. So it's kind of converting kind of a rough English outline into code. The other thing are projects, where it's a little bit more thinking. I don't give you that step-by-step guide. Rather, I give you an API or what the interface will be like, and you have to implement it. So it's a little bit more thinking, a little kind of taking off the training wheels and exploring this stuff and kind of honing your skills a little bit more. The other one last task you'll need to do is complete a core competency test. And this is really a time programming test. I'll give you some details here in the syllabus, but that's kind of taking the place of the final. So that's it. There are no tests, there are no quizzes, there are no exams, any other thing other than those brief things. I'm trying to kind of pare things kind of to their simplest level, just so we can make sure we get through the semester, develop some really strong skills, and don't get caught up in all sorts of weird little hassles of, how are we doing quizzes online or this other stuff. So I'm trying to just focus on the core of what we need to know in this course. I talk a little bit about mastery learning, and what that simply, and please read the syllabus so you understand it a bit more, but what that simply means is that you'll pretty much be working at your own pace. I mean, there are some deadlines in the course, but I'm trying to keep things a bit flexible, especially now, and who knows what's happening in your life. I just want to make things as flexible as possible, still trying to maintain some sort of focus in the class to do the work, but I just want to give some freedom and just some extra time for you to complete things. I'll come back to the course material. I give kind of a recommended week-by-week description of what we'll be working on, but I just said you'll be working at your own pace, so things are a tad flexible. The required materials for the course are this Google Cloud. We're going to be working with a virtual machine in the cloud with Google Cloud. You'll be developing code on your laptop, then pushing it to a virtual machine in the cloud to get your backend running, to get this web service running. And we're using this other site, this Inquirium Backend Developer Fundamentals course website, which I'll talk about shortly. I talk a little bit about Slack. How do you pass? Well, as you get points and do these tasks, you develop certain XP. Once you get to a certain XP, you get to a certain level in the course. Level 5 is once you get to 650. And then at the end of the semester, wherever you're at, that's the grade you get. So that's kind of the format of how we're doing. There's no A, B, C, D sort of things on assignments. You either complete the assignment fully or you don't. If you don't finish the assignment fully, I'll give you some pointers and you get to finish that assignment. I've kind of mentioned already what we'll be doing. We'll be working on tasks. We'll be working on projects. There's another project called Elasticsearch, and then this core competency programming challenge. So please read the rest of the syllabus. I don't want to spend a lot of time doing so now when it's all there in print. I took some time to compose it, so I'm hoping it's understandable. All right, so let's go back here and take a look at the tasks that you need to do. So I have these Jumpstart tasks and projects. Let's go to Jumpstart. And here I put out what you should probably get done the first week of the course is read the syllabus. There's some things on this page like different learning styles, how people learn in different ways, and how you might be able to use kind of the knowledge of how you learn best to do well in the course. Hopefully you are good at internet searching, but I just give you a guide there, kind of a quick reminder of how to use a terminal in Linux, how to set up the environment. We're using Visual Studio Code. I talk about all the things you need to install here, so that's one thing you should do early on. And the first lab we're doing, or the first kind of task we're doing, is just getting our GitHub set up, our GitHub repository set up. So that's what I'm telling you to do here. Watch this intro video and get the GitHub repository set up, and then finally fill out this information form. This information form works like this, and let me just back up to the syllabus right quick and get down to here. I say here that during the first week you need to develop this avatar form, and let me explain why that's necessary, and I'm going to zoom up to the top of the syllabus. So here we have this experience point sheet, and that is going to have when you complete a task, you'll see your points accruing, and everyone can see this. So you can kind of compare yourself to other people in the class without knowing specifically who these people are. How can we do that? Well, we do it by avatar names. Each person will have an avatar name that they create, they alone, and me will know that avatar name, and they'll show up in this spreadsheet. So part of that task is to fill out a form so I know who you are and what your avatar name is. So let me just go back to that form. Jumpstart. This information form is just a Google form that you get your last name, first name, what your avatar name is, kind of I just want to know a little bit about you, and that link to that GitHub repository that you completed. So that's pretty much that form. So the other website we'll be using is this Inquirium.com website, which has all the videos for the course. So this is the welcome video, but there are videos, there's this SQL module that talks about the databases we'll be using and how to create databases, how to query databases, just general information about databases. The next one is how to program in JavaScript and how to connect databases to JavaScript code. The next one is how to deploy stuff. So once you get things running on your laptop, how do you get things over to the Google Cloud machine that you'll be using? More information about SQL, Next.js, how to make a front end to your database web application. So those are the videos we'll be watching. So that pretty much outlines what you'll be doing, right? So you'll be working on tasks, projects, you'll be watching these videos, and you'll hopefully do well in the course. So that's about it. I didn't want to spend a lot of time going into the nitty-gritty, but I just wanted to welcome you and kind of give you a broad overview of where the resources are and what you'll be working on. So thanks so much. Take care. Bye.